A couple years back, I went to a wedding celebration for the first friend I've ever had. That friend's sister was telling me about her experience with trying to get a job in programming. This isn't her real name, but let's call her Jessie. For a little bit of context, Jessie had spent most of her professional work experience in a variety of acting roles. She's performed at large scale, live stage performances. She's held some roles in TV shows and movies, and she's friends with a Disney princess or two. Jessie had spent most of her time in professional performance roles. However, the opportunities started to run dry a bit at one point, and so she decided to pick up a secondary profession, programming. Keep in mind, this was in 2024, which is historically known for being one of the worst times for getting a job in programming since programming started existing. Sure, there may seem to be a ton of roles out there, but most of them had been devised specifically for the tech company to prove that they were growing, and to therefore gain more investment funding. And the pool of jobs that were actually real almost all consisted of working on some task that would replace your programming job in a matter of years. It was soul crushing. It still is now in 2026. So Jessie and I talked about it, especially since opportunities in programming had a significant amount of overlap with opportunities in game development. Ever since Unity Technologies destroyed their own image with their proposed but redacted pricing policy, I pretty much just had to wave goodbye to my 10 plus years of Unity experience and its level of usefulness. But the phrase Jessie said that stuck with me went like this: I had to fall back on my acting career to support my interest in programming. Just think about that for a moment. You see, Jessie had all the necessary credentials to be a professional programmer, but the viable options as to where she could program were all but abandoned. What she considered to be a more legitimate backup option was the sort of thing you'd tell your parents in 2005 and they'd laugh at. I want to be an actor. Yeah, real funny, one red, two blue, four. I'm not saying I truly wanted to be an actor, but what if I wanted to be? What if that was truly my heartfelt intention from the very beginning? And now that acting is a more viable career than even programming, a job that when I was a kid had the absolute highest increase in demand in the market, and it wasn't even close. You have to take a step back and wonder, what happened to the world? What on earth changed? It was a breath of fresh air to find again someone who I had known for most of my life and just ponder between us, what happened? We had the same baffling recognition at the changing of times, and it just seems so strange that Jessie and I seem to be the only ones aware of such a profound modification of the natural order of the world. Why did so many others turn a blind eye? Do people not realize it? Or do they realize it but just not draw attention to it? This anecdote is important to me because it's the closest we can get in the real world to experiencing what could only be fictional events and finding the one other person who recognizes those events to be insanity. Meanwhile, the rest of the world carries on about their day as if everything was normal. Sometimes reality truly is stranger than fiction. In any case, thank you all for watching and have a great day.